Good morning, class. Today we will be discussing section 6.5. We will learn how to graph radical functions. It's going to be very rad, and it's going to be very fun. Just keep that in mind, alright? Have a positive attitude, and everything is possible. Alright, let's begin. My friend Evan here is going to show you how to graph the function y equals 1/2 the square root of x. Evan?
Come on down.
First, we're going to graph it y equals 1/2 the square root of x, and we're going to compare it to the graph of y equals square root of x. Well, first, we're going to want to make a chart for our y equals 1/2 times square root of x. And we're going to use the numbers 0, 1, 4, 9, and 16. The reason I chose those numbers is because they're all perfect squares, and it's easier to graph that way. And the reason why I didn't choose any negative numbers is because you can't use negative numbers. So now we're going to graph it. And the graph y equals the square root of x will look something like this. And then our graph will look like, let me get a different marker. Thank you, Ryan. Let's see here. First we'll start here. And we'll start. Let's see. 25. That's 55. Then 4. 9. Now we're going to have to extend our graph. All the way up to 16.
Something funny, teacher?
7. 15, 16. Our graph will look something like this. And that is how you graph a square root function.
Alright. Now, we're going to learn how to graph a cubed root function. Just like before. We're going to create a table and plug it in. We're going to graph. See what you did. See what you did. Start over, Bert.
Oh, I wanted to keep it.
Okay, class. Now we're going to graph a cubed root function. Just like before, we're going to have to put them into an xy table here. We're going to graph -3 times the cubed root of x, and we're going to compare it to the cubed root of x. Now over here, we've got a graph that was drawn earlier by Jared Andrews. That is the cubed root of x, okay? So now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a table with x values of -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and plug it into -3 times the square root, cubed root of x, alright? Now these y values here, those are what we're going to want to graph. So here we go. So, -2, and then 3.78. It's going to be right there. -1, 3, 0, 0, 1, -3, and 2, negative 3. No, 3.
Which one is it, Mr. Gregory?
It's 3. And negative, or 2, negative 3/8. So now, this is what our graph is going to look like.
You missed the dot, Mr. Gregory.
It's because he's colorblind.
Alright, so there you have it. Graphing a cubed root.